Hey everyone, Andy from Singletrack again. You may have already seen me live on I'll swap this around actually. Oh, I can't turn it on. You may have already seen me live on YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook and Instagram, but now I'm going live on YouTube with the new SRAM GX Eagle. Now, I'm going to turn the camera around and let you know all the details. So here we go. The new SRAM GX Eagle has a 1052 cassette, giving a range of 520%. That new cassette, new large cog here is 2 teeth larger than the original 500% cassette. So this gives you a 20% more range and a larger, easier bailout gear. So when you get to some really big climbs, you've got that to rely on. So it starts at 10, goes all the way to 42, and all of these cogs here are steel. The largest 52 is aluminium, and they're all pinned together with stainless steel pins. Everything on the back is machined away, so you've got as light a cassette as possible for the price. The price is £196. It weighs 452 grams, and you can run this on all of the new Eagle drivetrains, but you do need the updated rear derailleur. So because the new 52 tooth cog is so big, the old Eagle rear derailleur will not shift down correctly if you use it. So SRAM have had to update the system with a new rear derailleur. It has new pivot placements, it has new architecture, it has improved jockey wheels, and overall it's a better and smoother and higher quality GX rear mech than before. So if you're looking at this and you want to run 520%, you're going to need the new derailleur to go with it. But if, for example, you have a current GX or Eagle drivetrain that needs a new mech, my suggestion would be go for the new rear mech, because this is backward compatible. You can run that with the 500% cassette, and then when money allows, you can move to this. You can get that bigger range if you want it. So the big change is the fact that we've got more range, we've got bigger granny gear, a bigger bailout gear. But another change for GX is that SRAM have really improved the look of it, and nothing in this drivetrain shows that better than these cranks. Now, SRAM is offering 2 versions of chainset for the new GX. I've got the carbon fiber GX chainset, which comes in this really nice lunar finish. Lunar is SRAM's signature color for GX. You can kind of see that we've got this lunar finish on the alloy 52 tooth there as well, and on the cage as well. The shifter also has this really nice kind of RoboCop looking lunar finish. The GX carbon cranks weigh 555 grams without a bottom bracket. They've got a really nice layup and some really nice smooth finish on here. We've got this clear film here to protect it from wearing, and as you can see, they still look pretty good even after, I think it's 2 or 3 weeks of riding. They use dub technology for the bottom bracket and a direct mount X-Sync 2 chainring, and this also has that new lunar finish on there. And overall, that is a very good looking chain set, and it's not something that we would expect to see from SRAM's GX drivetrain. So I've got a question. What's the granny gear? How many teeth? It's 52. 52 tooth, biggest gear on here, on the cassette. So we've moved from 50 to 52. So you've got this steel spread and then an alloy 50 tooth cog. Okay, so back to the X-Sync chainring. Really good chainring for chain retention. Very difficult to drop a chain off that. And also, obviously, you have the clutch on the rear mech there, which helps it keep everything on too. And also, the rear mech retains the cage lock there, so it's easy to take the rear wheel out. Now, the shifter has also been updated somewhat. Let me turn this light on. And you can see that we've got an alloy lever now. This is an alloy lever instead of plastic. It also has that nice lunar finish. In the UK, this costs £37. Some people have been asking, will this work with the older GX Eagle? I've not tried it. I don't see why this wouldn't work. I think the only changes are this alloy lever, which does feel way nicer than the plastic one, and the lunar finish. Those are £37 on their own. There's two versions of the shifter. There's this, which is for standard mountain bikes, and that allows for multiple shifts up. And there's also an EMTB version, which allows for one shift at a time. The cranks, the chainset, the carbon one is 555 grams, and I think it's 240 pounds. There's also an alloy one, which is 138. Matte, yes, X01 and XX1 have been updated to XX1, X01, GX are all 520% range now. If you have Axis, you can use this cassette on the old Axis rear derailleur. You don't need a new rear derailleur. If you've got XX1, X01 or GX, you need the rear derailleur and the cassette. It's only Axis that will allow this cassette to work with the current derailleur. And no, there's no mention of GX Axis yet. And that's kind of what I was looking forward to. I was hoping that this would be GX Axis, but I suppose it's too early. And overall, it's a really nice upgrade over the previous GX anyway. So the GX drivetrain has always been a really nice workhorse group set, but now it looks good. I mean, look at that chain set. This looks amazing. I think it looks really good. And the new lunar finish looks really, really smart. So prices, £240 for this one. I believe the alloy one is £138. The rear derailleur is 110. The cassette is 196. But if you bought the whole group set, it's £495 in the UK. Other changes to let me turn this around so you can see me. So other changes that SRAM has announced today are X01 and XX1 are also going 520%. We've got details and pricing of that over on Singletrack World now, so you can check that out. You can also head over to singletrackworld.com now to see my first ride review of the group set. Now, bear in mind, it is based on 2 or 3 weeks of riding, so I do need to come back and tell you how this is still lasting after a few months. So any questions about where, I won't be able to answer yet because I've simply not put enough time on it. But one thing I can tell you is I have bashed the rear mech. I've got a couple of scrapes here, and it hasn't affected shifting so far. And the cassette construction is the same as the previous one, so steel and alloy. And the previous 500% cassette, that lasted quite well, so I have no worries about this one too. Other changes to X01 and XX1 and GX is that there are new colours. So if you wanted to, you could run GX with a higher end gold, rainbow or copper cassette and a matching chain as well. So you've got some colour options there too. But obviously those prices are way higher. And that's it. I think that's it. So that's SRAM GX, 520%, 52 tooth. Really nice bailout gear for climbing. So crank length, Alex, crank length for me, let me show you. The carbon cranks come in 2 lengths. There's 170 and 175. The alloy cranks come in 3. There's 165, 170 and 175. However, in the presentation, we were told that the carbon cranks would come in 165 too. In the documents, it doesn't mention that. So I'll need to double check with SRAM to see if that was just a mistake or what's going to happen if there's going to be a shorter crank in the future too. And that's it. That's all for now. If you've got any more questions, please feel free to add them in the comments below. I'll keep popping back to this video over the next few hours and days and answer any questions that I've missed. So yeah, cheers and see you all soon. Bye-bye.